Hello, welcome to the next episode of how I got to 1600 ELO in chess. Today we'll be playing against 900 rated players. I'll be playing all the way up to 1600 in this series, and I'll be talking through my way of thinking, and this is how I got to 1600 ELO. So I'm playing the black pieces. I'm gonna play the Caro-Kann, because that's what I always play. And I pre-move this now. It's not ideal, because if they would start with, let's say... Now they started with e4, right? But if they start with d4, it's actually not ideal to play Caro-Kann. But sometimes I still play it, and I'll do fine. Okay, so here I always... So here they're obviously gaining space by moving this pawn forward. And again, I always say to always play the same opening because you get familiar with the most common answers to your openings. So in this case, I know the best move for me to play is here. I mean, it might not officially, according to the computer, be the best move, but I'm the most comfortable with this move, so to speak, which is in the end of the day what's most important. So the moment you get out of your comfort zone, that's where you can start making blunders and really quickly losing the game. So here I will pin that knight. Here I don't mind if he takes, because after I play here, I can very easily win that pawn back. The most annoying line is actually when they take and then support that pawn and then support this pawn somehow, and then their position can be really open, but it can be really annoying because they gained a lot of space. So here, if I take here, he can take, and if I then take there, he can take, and he will just be fine, which is not necessarily bad, and his knight will be there, I mean. But I do want to take his knight. Yeah, and now I could play this. And I don't even have to take that yet. Because again, if he takes, I can just take here and we're chilling. So now I'm just going to add more attackers to this pawn. I can add more attackers by moving the knight here. And this is a very common theme in the Caro-Kann. This pawn often becomes weak. It becomes overextended and it will lose it. Unless if they play here. But typically they want to develop the knight there. So I'm just going to add an attacker here. So now he's going to have to take, I think, because he... or he can... Okay, so he just hung a pawn. He can also just hang a pawn. That's also possible. So now I'm thinking of playing knight, but then I have to move the knight back. I'm just going to play this pawn. And he cannot take it back. It's a bit annoying for him. And then I can even move my knight here, and then I'm attacking this pawn twice. Okay, so he just... Okay, I'll take that snap take because I just want a pawn. And that will solidify it, because now I don't need to worry about him winning the pawn back, because it's gone. I am a bit worried about the knight hopping in. The knight hopping in can do some funny stuff sometimes. So, especially if I start closing off here to move the knight in, because then he can just hop in and then check, and then I cannot take with the queen, and it just becomes annoying. With that said, I think I can play there, and then if he plays there, I got time to go there first. And if he then plays there, then I can just take... Oh, but no, I cannot, because then this bishop is supporting this pawn. So, preventative, I'm just gonna play this, because I just do not want the knight to hop in. This can get too annoying. Okay, now he hangs another pawn, but... Yeah, that's just not a pawn. I was looking for any checks, but it doesn't have any. Oh, and it's not even a worry. Even if he can check, I thought the queen was behind him. It's the king, obviously. So even if he would be checking, and then I wonder, I can't even lose the knight. So after that, I can move my knight here, which is a really annoying square for him. He could then kick it out like that, but okay. I could now take that bishop. Okay, and I'm 2 pawns up, so it wouldn't be a bad move, but the reason I do not like to take this bishop is because I put all my pawns on light squares. So this bishop is not that strong at the moment, whereas the knight is a bit more annoying. So I do feel like maybe playing there, because I would like to take that bishop. Because that bishop is strong, because it can move in between my light square pawns. It can move in between, just as my dark square bishop can. I don't need to contest it right away, actually. I can also just, play my bishop there and develop. If he then adds another attacker somehow, could get tricky. Maybe let's do that. Not a problem. yeah, if he adds another attacker, he's probably looking to castle. I need to start castling too. But as you can see, it's a very common pattern in the Caro-Kann that these two center pawns get weak, overextended, and they will just fall. So this one went like that, and yeah, both of them obviously fell. Where do I want to move this knight? There's... or there is quite strong, right? But then it can snatch it off. So I'm gonna go for there now. So now there's another attacker here, so now obviously I need to be mindful. Luckily I moved the knight here. Now I'm happy I did that, because if I move away now, which I have to, because I got two attackers here. Oh, I don't have to actually, I can move that knight here. The problem is though, this, no, I cannot do that. I cannot play this, why? Oh, I could actually. But the tricky thing is, if I play this, oh no, I can't, and I can't play that. Why? Because he can take this with the knight. And I cannot take it back because I cannot take it back like this because this will be pinned. I know it won't because this knight is still in between. But that's something I sometimes fall for when I play Caro-Kann. Need to be careful for it. So what to play? I either need to defend the knight or I need to move it away. Nothing stops me from just playing there, and then he takes and then take, and I'm just in good shape. I could also move the knight there, but the knight there is a bit passive. I would like to play knight here. So I'm gonna just move this, or... Oh! Now it takes, check, then takes, then takes. I could start trading all the material of the board. There's nothing wrong with it, because I'm 2 pawns up. And it's a very safe way to win the game, actually. If you just want to win the game safely, just trade all the material you can, and win the game. Because in the end of the day, you're 2 pawns up. But there's still many opportunities for blunders to be made, obviously. So let's have a look. What do we want to play? Many options. I can support the knight here. I can move the knight away. And I know I'm burning a lot of time, but I know I'll be fine. I got 2 pawns up. Okay, I just need to make a choice. Go here and then takes. Yeah, I'll go there. I do not want to move this pawn there. It's just a bit passive. This knight. So if he takes, I will take. He now needs to either move this bishop or take this bishop, because this is loose. Or he can defend it as well with his queen. Oh no, he cannot. Okay, he could have defended it like that, but here we go. So now I'm looking to castle as soon as possible. Yeah, so maybe he's thinking to attack this, but doesn't really do much. This would have been also fine. Attack the queen and defend the pawn at the same time. Need to be careful if something is attacking this. Okay. I mean, if the bishop was, for example, there, he could have taken that, because if I take back, I'll lose the queen. See, so my queen is actually, his pawn is actually pinned in some kind of way. He's attacking my knight, but attack is the best defense, right? So I'm just gonna attack his queen instead. So if he takes, I'm gonna take. There I can get my knight trapped, because after queen goes up, I can't go back down because of this pawn. So I don't want to hop in there. Obviously I'm dead, there I'm dead. That forks the bishop and the queen, but it's not a fork where I win material, because he can just move the queen and then win that. What to play? I guess I could just go there, invites the push there. Oh no, but I can take. From there it's kind of passive there. I don't like this square because I can't hop back in here or here. There I could simplify the game, just take the bishop. In the late game that bishop is going to be strong, so I think I might take the bishop. I'm gonna take the bishop. Unless if he wants to trade a rook for it. let me just get the bishop off the board. Because as soon as the position starts opening, this bishop can become really strong actually. And I don't have any bishops left, so I don't mind trading a knight for a bishop. Okay, so that was bad because now his pawn structure will be compromised. And now the only way to take is this. So now I will just invade his position. And this is a check. I can then bring in the knight and things can start looking really ugly really quick from here. So this pawn is now hanging. I also have a check here. Okay, he doesn't decide to adjust to address the hanging pawn. A pawn is a pawn. Could have also just played that, because then check, that would be mate. Yeah, that would have been. Oh no, he could escape there. I think if I move there. Okay, so he's defending that square now. He does not want me to invade like that, which is fair enough. It's not a bad move. So he's defending this square very well. I cannot check. I can also not move a knight there, because he'll just be dead. This doesn't do anything because the rook will pick it up. So I think I'm just going to slide my rook into the game and put pressure on this knight. This knight is now probably dead, unless if he moves the... okay, interesting. That's just... yeah, that's just a free rook then. That's check. I can take with check and then, yeah, that's the game, isn't it? Yeah. Do I care about this pawn? No, I don't feel like hanging it for no reason either. He might just take. Now he cannot take en passant anymore. Give my king some breathing room. Let's move these pawns up the boards. Just gonna move them all up the board. The reason I like to make a rook instead of a queen is because it's harder to stalemate on accident. So now I need to be careful. If I slide there, he still has that square, right? Yeah. Now he has this. I'm just gonna sack this one. I don't even care. Oh, he doesn't even take it. Okay. Now he has there. Now he has now I need to be careful because now he has no squares if I I'll sack this rook and go to the side. Oh, it doesn't even take it. I took that rook. Okay, well, Anyway, it doesn't matter. I can just go there. There. All right. Oi. That was not made yet. This is made. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and take care.